I think we're here on slavery-related business. And I have a... protections. They should last a long time. So even if there's no fight here, it's not a problem. Proceed. Thank you.
Yes? Hello?
There are faint traces of elven blood in this man, enough to make his apparent age deceptive, but not enough to mask his unsavory appearance. Then we have an agreement. Deliver the goods at... He pauses as he notices your approach. Excuse me. These businessmen and I are having a private discussion. If you rented a room, you'll find it on the other side of the floor. These rooms are already taken. What are you warning them for? Ain't it obvious we got an amateur adventurer come to stir up trouble? Calm down, dwarf. If every person who came up those stairs was trouble, Elsevier never would have invited us to meet here. Maybe he's come to bring us more ale. More ale? More ale? It's that kind of carelessness that got us in trouble, ye dumb broad. The woman's eyes flash with anger. Watch your tongue, you good-for-nothing runt in a tin can, or you'll find yourself another 2 inches shorter. Just your threatens roll. Shut up, imp. The elven mage interjects coolly. Don't raise your voice at my familiar, dwarf. Let Elsevier handle our guests. Thank you, Amit. I apologize for our caution, but our meeting is quite private. I recommend that you saunter off in the other direction and leave us be. Right, so clearly just because they're having a private conversation doesn't imply that they're guilty of anything. At the same time, they're not exactly protecting an image that they're doing anything savory here. Actually, I've been looking for you. He narrows his eyes in distrust. You have you? I suppose you were sent by Tianara. He tells me you have a history of slave trading. He sighs. That was a regrettable chapter in my life, my friend. There was a time when I was young and misguided, with no coin or home to call my own. The poor do not survive well in Tenopolis, a city of underworld guilds. When slavers came to me one day and offered me a chance to scratch out a living, I seized the opportunity. For years I dreaded slaves, men, women, and children. It was difficult at first, but after a while one becomes desensitized to it all. One day I had a pair of revelations that would change my way of life. I looked at my possessions and realized that I had finally made something of myself. But I also realized that everything I owned I earned at the expense of innocence. I have long since given up the slave trade for a legitimate business in arms dealing. To this day I make reparations to those I've hurt. I admit that I shall never truly make up for the evils I've committed. I live with that guilt every moment of every day. I made a mistake, as I'm sure you have, and everyone else on this world. Tianara can't find it in her cold heart to forgive me. I implore you to try. Evanine leans over to whisper something to you. He's lying. I can see it. A cowardly slaver, not man enough to speak the truth. I say we got him. Well, Evanin is a convenient thing to have around. Lie detector. Hmm. I don't believe your lies. He shakes his head. You won't give up until I admit I'm still in the trade with you. Very well, I admit it. I peddle slaves collected by people like these to wealthy buyers. You have your information, but I'm afraid it comes at a cost. I think you'll fetch a very good price from my buyers. What do you say, fellas? Do we help Elsevier? We could try to convince them to not take part. At the same time, they are slavers too. I think you'll fetch a very good price from my buyers. Right. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to try to convince them. I mean, if I'm here to basically go after the slavers, why would I let other slavers go just because it's not technically they're not the person I want to go after? By all means, I mean to kill you as well. No, if you are a slaver, then prepare to die with him. It's your lucky day, Elsevier. We'll help you, but we expect a generous gratuity for our services. You will be compensated fairly. Elsevier smiles and turns toward you. You can tell Tianara she's not taking me down. Or better yet, I'll tell her myself when I bring her your head.
Feel the pain!
Feeling the pain. I think I'll go with a thunderclap again. I might be able to disable at least some of these guys. That's a lot of saving throws. It's a mixture of fails and successes on all parties. It's just hard to... I don't have other spells like this really. So it's hard to say how well I've been doing. I suppose I can protect myself at the very least. Right. I mean, this Cheryl is the big problem. One down. I think Evan... Oh no, the man himself disappeared somewhere. He's nowhere to be seen. What the fuck happened to him? These guys seem to be mostly invisible at this point anyway. I need Evanin to be able to take part in fighting, so... I don't. It's already too late for them. She's protected by some kind of elemental protection. I think we should try to focus on playing Ami's familiar out of the fight. The next shipment of slaves is to take place at the East Slums address as before. The lock changes every few days, so I provided another key. During the last shipment, Amit's imp attempted to find the hidden entrance. Should the entrance be found, my client would be quite upset, which would not be a good situation for any of us. Keep the imp on a leash this time. Well, we have a... that's likely the common house with the weird door.
By my direction, attack!
We're still in fairly good shape casting wise, so I think I'll go after it. I do need to get rid of some of this crap I'm carrying. Well, I can, well, not really. I can always give it to the others for transportation purposes, at least for a little while. I don't think there's a rickshaw service in the East Slums, so let's walk. And you get a better handle on the, was it Gargantuan area buffet. I don't recall any other spells that have that same area of effect, so it's very hard for me to visualize where it's going to land. I could also, well, I could have them drink a potion that protects them from the effect. Then I wouldn't have to give a shit about it. It has 3 distinct effects, so it's almost impossible to evade all of them. Should be some kind of a secret door. Although right. I don't think it would be a great idea to hide it behind a secret door, because if it has a magical door protecting it already, people would naturally become very suspicious if there's just an empty room waiting for them.
What's that?
You would have to at the very least have some kind of distraction in this room to justify that maybe that's why the door is extra protection. Underground lair. Reminds me of the Shadow Weaver place.
Done and done.
Probably the same basic tile set type.
Done and done.
Maybe trapped? Right.
Done and done.
I think we should be on a lookout for extra traps. I mean, secret doors. The obvious path would be just a trap.
Done and done.
I mean, they're very, very paranoid. Ooh. Dark Elf. Alright.
Greetings and well met.
This dark elven female might be attractive were it not for the war paint and tattoos that cover her skin. Brandishing a skull and deadly armaments, her appearance leaves little doubt about her intentions. You're a long way from home, Roland. Who are you? It is not good practice for an assassin to divulge names and identities, but since you won't leave this place alive, I will humor you this once. I am Anieva. I'm looking for a slaver named Ilsavir. Of course you are, but you won't live long enough to find him. Ilsavir will be disciplined for being so careless as to let you find this place. But first, you must be disciplined for your intrusion. You're not the first to threaten me. You have been quite the thorn in the side of my masters. It was not enough for you to meddle in our affairs in Edinburgh. Now you dare to meddle in our affairs here. I may not be the first to threaten you, but I will be the last. Don't worry, Roland. Your death will be swift and painless. So maybe that it wasn't a coincidence that this reminded me of the Shadow Weaver lair. What are you doing?
By my direction, attack!
True.
This is it? This is your grand attack plan here? Well, I'm blind. Right.
My steel will strike true.
And I have another big spell. Right, I haven't added certain spells at all into the list. Right.
Better than you have fallen before me!
We won't both walk away from this.
I'm not sure if I should be casting spells. I'm not sure if I basically get anything out of it anymore. The fight is over.
To battle!
This is clearly a warm-up to something bigger anyway. Anieva Tir Asar. Assassin garb. Some kind of armor. Light armor. Probably not all that interesting. Alright, what's next? Barricades, that's what it looks like. Hastily erected. Shadow Weavers. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Ortano, Fortigama!
You'll find your death here!
Okay.
You'll find your death here! Better than... No quarter!
Percy is wasting a lot of her spells.
Better than...
We won't both walk away from this.
Still, it seems wrong to even try to really rest here at the moment. I mean, you would not try that. We're in enemy territory in their some kind of stronghold. Just stopping here and trying to rest is it's insanity.
By my direction, attack!
Look, we're gonna run out of spells a little bit. We're gonna run out of spells a little bit. I do have the potions that restore them. Might as well give one to Percy. Still, it would have to be a fairly tough fight for me to do something like that. She's doing just fine at the moment. This looks suspicious. It's also suspicious considering what the previous base was like. I mean, secret doors, traps all over the place. Yeah, tracks. Tracks leading there. Why there would be tracks leading there? But portal is just a trap.
Done and done.
They lead to the wall and don't come back. That's also
I think
potentially
this
troublesome.
Just the thing.
Well, am I supposed to get past that? They don't come back. I don't see any footsteps here, or you think there's another secret in here somewhere that I don't have to go past that. Maybe it's just a tough spot. Right. So we're very justified to be paranoid here. Another trap. This is probably empty anyway. Another secret door somewhere.
What's that?
There we go. Ooh, Callaghan the Black.
By my direction, attack!
me.
Better than you have fallen before me!
Where's Evanine? No idea. She's on the other side of the secret door. So this is up to us then. I'm trying to save up spell power. That's why I'm being somewhat reluctant in how do I cast these spells. Still gonna be fighting after this.
Better than you have fallen before me!
You face your death in me!
Find your death here!
Drank a potion and escaped. Well, I wasn't exactly trying to rely on stealth here anyway. So Evanine is somewhere here. Okay, this looks like where the next one is, but without Evanine we're gonna have a huge amount of trouble trying to find it in the first place. Shit. Maybe I can get around that. Let's try the Pixie first. Here we go. Keeping the Pixie for now simply because there might be other secret doors and I'm not sure if Evanine's gonna come with us anymore. Right, so that's where we need to go. Means the chest is a trap. Yay, we're a group again. That's where we need to go.
Done and done. What's that?
What is it? Need to get the fuck out. Not seeing any specialty guys, so just standard fare.
Prepare to be eviscerated, fool!
To battle!
Right.
Done and done.
This is still a warm-up. Identified potions, really? Ooh, 2 potions of heal. Still, Percy is probably pretty much out of the fight at this point. She just has nothing to contribute anymore. A larger level. At the same time, I don't want to give her a recovery potion until I'm guaranteed to get a tougher fight, otherwise she'll just blow them away again. Grease. Yeah, that's a spell I have. Forget about that. I think that might actually be useful from time to time. Same with the Enfeebling Ray. Fox's Cunt. Not exactly epic loot here. Portal. Ooh, that's a lot of traps. Actually, I'm not sure if they're traps. Gigantic ballistas. Still, recast the trap removal. But I can't deal with traps if I have to deal with some kind of larger ambush. Well, right, let's go in without doing any additional precautions. Can I do meaningful buffs? Do invisibility and maybe see invisibility. Need to do extra damage. Especially Montador doesn't really have elemental effects on the weapons. Evanin does. Energy buffer, please. Good invisibility. Could cast it on others too. That might be the best thing to do. It lasts a significant amount of time and it is really good. Even if they attack, it'll continue to be a very useful thing. It protects from a lot of direct target spells. Right, so this should give us at least a good initial start check. I don't have a lot of attack power, but I have at least a handful of decent spells. See what this gives us.
Well met. Hello.
You hear the sound of many unfriendly voices berating a few frightened voices around the corner. Eavesdrop. Failure. Oh, please, don't make me go. Shut up, slave. Get in the portal. What? So I decided to go to hugging distance with these guys for a reason. And time, I can't stop it. Ah, fuck this. As a Shadow Weaver, prepare to die. I don't want to discuss things because my buffs are continually going out. Yep.
I drink your blood!
What a terrible situation. I just walked into the middle of their ambush. Yeah, that's horseshit. I lost my buffs too, by the way. At least some of them. Right, the game just fucked me over for no particular reason. I'm sort of surprised because this is the first encounter that the game has done this to me. One of the most aggravating things in a game. Imagine you being some kind of a stealth character and this shit happening. Your only advantage basically is just thrown down the well because the game designer basically decided that this is the way this has to happen. This is even more troublesome because this is a so obvious trap with ballistas and everything. And you just fucking walk right in the middle of that. And it's a very inconvenient place to walk into, by the way. A lot of people and ballistas right there and you just walk past them. It's just... fuck your game.
Attack!
Yeah, the Shadow Master is the difficult part. Not sure what he's doing. Surrounding himself with an aura. Does he? He doesn't seem to have too many defenses up at the moment. For one, not a spell shield. I use the ballistas.
Face your death in me!
You'll find your death here! This is too much to carry.
Who died? Evanine. Ah, she always dies. I need to kill the Shadow Master. Once it's down, I should be able to do fairly well here.
Better than you have fallen before me!
Right, I think we'll be fine at this point.
Better than you have fallen before me!
A prismatic spray your ass. It's a waste. You can do nothing at this point. Okay.
Ipu, Soleno, Samatska! Otano, Digyama!
It's so goddamn inconvenient to try to cast anything that isn't in your brick slots. User interface was not the strong point of this game. We could use a rest, and we need to rest anyway if Evanine is to be returned to us. At the same time, we don't really have a portal or anything to go after either, so I don't see why we shouldn't try to rest. Carry weight is becoming a
This is too
problem.
much to carry.
Still, I can probably just dump a couple of extra heavy items in the pack of holding and we'll be fine. No need to redistribute equipment in a larger scale. Shadow Master Key. Looks like a staff of power. I'm not quite sure I get the point of the ballistas. I mean, they set up ballistas as a defense, but they never use them. So, hmm. Prison cells. Well, they're not going anywhere, are they? So we can rest. And there's no telling what's gonna happen, so better be prepared. We should level up, because otherwise we won't be able to take benefit of their new spells. Right. Ooh, an 8th level spell. Clenched Fist, very good. Horrid Wielding, I think that's Necromancy, but it's very good. Mainly because it does magic damage. Withering energy damage. It's magic. Incendiary Cloud, Evocation. Caster creates a cloud of smoke and embers, causes 46 points of fire damage each round to all creatures when the area of effect, which is large. Spell resistance applies, reflex saves. How the fuck would you reflex save a cloud? I mean, if you're inside the cloud, are you gonna dodge the particles? I don't know how that... Maybe Fortitude would be a better thing on a cloud type of attack in my opinion. But whatever. Mass, Blindness and Deafness. Mass Charm, Mind Blank. Well, Premonition is the ultimate defensive spell. Sunburst. Vacation. Great against undead. Non-undead creatures, okay. Vampires destroyed instantly. All enemies in the area of effect must also make a successful reflex saving throw or be blinded permanently. Huge area. Yeah, looking at these, it's sort of... It just sort of shows you how worthless these are. Yeah, you sort of can understand that this has a larger area of effect than something that has a medium, or same with the range. It's short, medium, long. But what is it? What the fuck is it? I mean, they're not even comparable with each other. So why not just have a value there? Let's say the range is 10. The range isn't gonna mean shit to me. But if I have other values, I can easily then compare it if I know even a single one of them. I can make some quick calculations, approximate calculations in my head to understand how long the range is, how big the area of effect is, and all that. But just writing something that doesn't tell anything concrete about the range or the area of effect is so fucking worthless. Okay. With Premonition, ooh, we needed to I think I'll take premonition. I can still use meta magic to use these on attacks, but premonition is the ultimate defense, self-defensive ability against physical attacks. So I'll take it. But that allows us to get rid of Greater Stone Skin. It literally is just a weaker version of this. Right. It's not terrible, it just protects less. I needed to do two things. I need a spell mantle of some sort. There's no spell mantle on this level, excellent. Also, needed to compare the spell breaches. I don't think I can have two of these open at the same time. Let's count the spells then. It removes two magical defenses. Well, spell mantles. Globes of invulnerability. Is it different? I think there were 10 effects that it claims to remove. Right. It's all the same. The problem, globes of invulnerability, it's basically the same. It just removes more 4 defenses instead of 2 and lowers spell resistance more, 5 points instead of 2. So it is generally better. I just don't know if I should take it. Anything else here? Well, true seeing is nice, but we have invisibility, which is basically what we want. Undeath to death is nice, but not something we're really using with this. Lot of invulnerabilities could be useful. Big Beast Forceful Hand, Acid Fog. If this succeeds, it will basically play the target out of the entire fight. It'll be knocked down and unable to do anything. The reason I want to avoid taking this is because it causes problem with scripts. If you defeat some kind of a boss and there's supposed to be, let's say, a conversation triggered once it's defeated, so the game doesn't allow it to really die. Something like this can basically interfere with that and not cause the conversation to trigger properly, causing troubles. So I want to avoid that. Sort of same with the acid fog and the movement reduction. Sometimes it works just fine, but the fact is, if it misfires, it's going to be trouble to try to get rid of it. So I just it's easier for me to just ignore them entirely, even though the problems might be only in a very few cases. Against, they're still not that great. They're not necessities by any means, and I can just not have to deal with that shit at all if I don't take it. Right. This would have mass haste, though. And it would last, with my levels, it would last a fight. It would be a great opener. So that's pretty much it. Either take the buff or take the breach. We also have great attack spells here, so I'm not sure if I would like to cast the breaches on this level. We wouldn't have the luxury of casting them to the lower level at all. Anyway. There might have been... forgot to test Ball Lightning. Ball of Fire is sort of shit. It's just very... well, it's not absolute shit, but it's very, very, very situational. To the point that it's probably a bit too situational, because if they have even a minor chance of movement, I mean, you haven't nailed them into a wall with a corner they can't move, they'll just move a little bit. At the same time, I suppose you could use that to your advantage if they're in an inconvenient place. Just lit a fire under their ass and they'll move away. Right. So, question is, do we want to get rid of the lesser spell breach? The problem is, stone skin isn't that useful anymore. It's okay, better than nothing, but it's not that amazing, and I don't have great options here. Ewert's tentacles would be actually nice, because I have the conjuration focus now, so these would paralyze their targets quite frequently. Um, I think I'll replace the wall of fire instead. I need to test the ball lightning. No. I'll cancel this because I really need to test the ball lightning. The only reason I took it is because I don't fucking know what it does. So I wasted a lot of time. At the same time, I know what to do with level up now. Right. Ball light. What's all this then?
Otano, Fortigiamar!
Right. Can I cast it on one of my own? I just need to see what it does.
Otano, Fortigiamar!
It's okay, who wants to die? Any volunteers? Pedomaster key, so I'm guessing that stakes. Okay, no testing then. Just talk to these people. A lot of slaves. Mr. Haster.
Huh?
This frightened beaten slave looks tired and frail from untold abuse. He recoils from you as you approach. You're not one of the slavers, are you? No, I'm not. I'm here to free you. Who are you, anyway? I'm nobody important, sir. Much like the others here, I'm a slum resident with little family in Syrian. The Shadow Weavers took me because nobody would notice I'm missing. What would Shadow Weavers want with slaves? Actually, we're not meant to serve the Shadow Weavers at all. I've been eavesdropping on their conversations. They've been collecting slaves for the last few weeks, shipping them somewhere else. He shudders. They never return. Who is the other buyer then? That's the scariest thing about this situation. They're not shipping slaves to another pirate at all. They're shipping slaves off as a gift of some sort. Whoever they're shipping slaves to, even the Shadow Weavers are afraid of. All I know is the other slaver is not based in Syrian, and the slaves aren't being put to work in mines or anything conventional. I don't know what our final purpose is. I'm not sure I want to know. What do you know about the facility? The Shadow Weavers didn't build it. From what I've gathered, this building was once a prison used by the Azeric monarchy 100 years ago to torture people in. Not all of the facilities built by the Azerics were destroyed by the Izorintanes rebellion. This facility was probably overlooked during the rebellion and has been sitting here unused and unknown by the world above for decades. The Weavers found it and took residence in it a few months ago. There are supposedly exits that leads right to Azeric Keep, if you know where to look. You need help getting out? No, kind sir. I can find my own way out of here. Thank you for everything you've done for us. You're a true hero. Need to open the door, apparently, though. Want to talk to you or what?
Hi there.
This frightened child looks tired and pale from untold abuse. Fan recoils from years to approach. Are you going to make me disappear like the others? Yep, do you need help? Child smiles at your kind words. No sir, I can find my way all myself, thank you. Well, so we can farm some good goody two-shoes points out of this too.
Huh?
The same conversation with everyone. Okay, I'm not getting any more good points. I guess I'm 100 on goodness. Right.
Huh?
We did good. Now all we need to do is report.
Hi there.
And maybe do some management. I need to... I need to get into a
Hi there.
fight. So I can test the lightning bolt thingy.
Huh?
Magic portal hums and pulses with energy as you approach. You peer into it and see a familiar cobblestone pavement of Syrian. It should be safe to enter. Azuric Keep. I doubt that's entirely a coincidence, is it? Still, now that we're here,
Ortano for Digyama.
I can't harm these people because they're neutral. This is a full PvP area though. So if I want to test the blasted thing, I do need to find someone who is properly hostile toward me. I'm not leveling up until I get to test it. It's not like we need to level up desperately anyway, so no harm done. But if I don't get level ups that often, so if it proves to be sort of worthless, I'd very happily switch to something else.
So, we meet at last.
I killed the slaver named Ilsfir. Tianara smiles, obviously pleased with your report. You've done me a great service that day, Roland. This man had been trading slaves since before you and I were born, and I know he hasn't changed. Did you discover any evidence to support my claim? Tell her about the Shadow Weavers. Not only did you stop a slaver, you eliminated a branch of the Shadow Weavers. I'm truly impressed with you, Roland. Perhaps you might find some time to give me a more details about your adventure, hmm? Now, what to reward you with? He taps her chin thoughtfully. As I mentioned before you accepted this mission, I'm not the type to give out monetary rewards. However, I do have some things I can show you. A few new tricks that I'm sure you'll find enlightening. She smiles mischievously. Whoa, slow down, lady. I'm not quite sure what she's referring to. I'm assuming combat, but it might not be combat with her. Whoa, slow down. She laughs. Relax, Roland. I was speaking about teaching you some fighting techniques. What did you expect me to show you in a room full of strangers? Well, surely you have private quarters. Hope you're well rested, Roland. It's going to be a rough night. What exactly could I benefit from this, though? I mean, I'm a caster, so experience.
So we meet at last.
Missions. Hold this. Who the leader of the cult is. Location of the hidden temple. Okay. What's happening to the cultist prisoners? Yanara frowns, gazing at you with her dark eyes for a moment. Did Sir Baldur send you to ask me this? Has he become so intimidated by me that he can't ask me in person? Actually, I want to know myself. Do you now? Your curiosity was no doubt sparked by Sir Baldur. I suppose it's common knowledge that I've had my men take some cultist prisoners. I'm having them interrogated for answers. I want to know who their leader is and where he is hiding. They've been they've been unforthcoming with information so far, but they will break in time. So you're torturing your prisoners. My methods are my own, Roland, although I admittedly haven't had much success thus far. I'm doing what has to be done to deal with the cultists. The longer they are allowed to fester and grow, the more difficult they will be to deal with later. They are preaching lies and tarnishing the name of Azrael. I can't allow this to continue. Don't you sense the taint of evil on them? Where are you keeping your prisoners? I'm afraid I can't give you their location, Roland. I like you, but I don't trust you to keep the location secret. You might turn around and tell Sir Faldor, and he's liable to do something foolish like challenge me for their release. Hmm, I'll let it go for now. I'm not happy with the situation because if they're not squeezing anything, even not even getting anything useful out of them, so it's even worse. They're basically just torturing them for no particular reason at that point, and they're risking themselves, putting themselves in a vulnerable position. Uh, they're just it's that it's sort of the typical thing. In order to sort of act tough and ruthless or be efficient, not be hindered by morality, you can commit things that in no way really advance your cause and put you in a weakened position. Because sometimes doing the smart thing is not to basically give your guys unrestricted basically give some you need to give some restrictions to your guys. It might seem like you're basically holding them back, but you're not really. You're not. The benefits that you come from just letting them run totally free and unrestricted are absolutely pitiful compared to the damage done to your larger cause. So yeah, you might get some kind of useful tidbit here and there, but fundamentally I mean, if you're torturing it out of them, you're not gonna trust the information anyway. So what are you going to do? You're going to have to cross-reference and verify through other means. So it even further undermines the usefulness of the torture information. I mean, if you can verify it through other means, then why the fuck did you bother with the torture anyway? It's more of a it doesn't on its own provide you with some kind of a you clear image of what's going on. It's just an extra bit of information point on top of a lot of others. So and if basically you get caught with it, you have your allies are gonna have the moment where they have to ask themselves, are we the evil guys? Are we the bad guys? And once you start asking those type of questions, yeah, the probable benefit of the information provided by the torture is probably thrown right into trash at that point. I mean, if your own guys won't are questioning if it's right to basically back you up, yeah, that's a much larger problem than a little bit lost information or intelligence. You're committing evil to fight evil. Perhaps, but I don't believe we agree on the definition of evil. The cultists are destroying religious foundations that the city is built on with lies. Those who are converting are being led astray to their doom. I'm sure of it. I'm trying to rid the city of the cult in the quickest way possible. I could simply drive them out of Syrian, but doing my best to minimize casualties. Am I really evil? Yes. You're evil with good intentions, but I guess the most fitting option would be no, but what you're doing is still wrong. She sighs. I hope you will reconsider your judgment of me, Rowan. I want to explore a friendship with you when I have more time. You can't help but feel awkward as she gazes at you with her dark eyes. Okay. Identification services, please. Ooh, where did I get a new hat? Skeeter's lid. Armor bonus. Armor bonuses on helmets are very rare. At the same time, every armor piece is gonna have a larger one, so... No, armor bonus is a different type of bonus. Deflection... Right, deflection is different. It's shield, deflection, armor, natural. I'm not sure if there are others. Dodge. Well, it could be useful for someone. Club. How much is this? No one's gonna use the club. Or the shield. I gotta take the arrows. Well, they're worth some cash. It's just I should have used Ebony to identify them before I came here. And a potion of lore would have probably done it. Right. This was the interesting armor. The clothing piece. +6 armor. +2 dexterity. Negatives on strength. Only usable by assassin, rogue, shadow dancer. Hide and it's okay, but I'm not sure even Evanine would have this. There's nothing particularly bad about it, but this is an actual armor piece, so the armor benefit isn't really there, and it provides constitution bonuses. So, Robe of the War Wizard, damage soaking. +3 weapons are very common, so that's not gonna be that useful. It would be a powerful robe in a adventure that was much lower magic, but not this one. It will still protect you fairly well against trash, but trash isn't what you really have to worry about in general anyway. So why would you build an equipment set that's okay with trash? I think that's the biggest pitfall for a new player to a game. Naturally, it's a natural pitfall too, because you don't know what the big bad guys are, so it's hard to prepare for that. But you build your character. I mean, you generally want to make it good instead of convenient, and you build it so you build it toward what you mostly face, the trash that you can always deal with no matter what you pick. But then when you uh, meet the big bad guys, you're in serious trouble because your equipment set is always geared toward the casual fights. Bonus feat, hide in plain sight. Very good weapon. Nimble feet. +5 dodge modifier. +1 dexterity. Will saving throws negative. +10 tumble. This would be good for me too. I mean, I don't give a shit about will saving throws because I'm immune to mind affecting. +10 tumble is, I think, +2 armor class. And naturally, attacks of opportunities are much easier to avoid. +5 armor. This would be probably best for evening, really. Constitution and armor class. Dexterity, armor class, tumble. Tumble, well, I don't know. I sort of like that she has the constitution bonuses. She's still going down fairly often. This could be good for me. Dead Man's Cave. Circle of Death. Create Crater Undead. Phantasmal Killer. It is not. It's not that the cane is bad, it's just it's spells that I'm trying to avoid using. Stormlord Shelter. Heavy armor. Not good electrical resistance, that's it. Chaos Blade. +3, massive criticals. 1 hit, blindness. Okay, it's not a bad sword. I guess the best thing we are basically looking at is the helmet. Simply because not all people have a helmet. A little bit of a extra armor modifier. I don't think it will do any good. We should probably use it because of the bonuses to listen, lore, search, and spot. So, everyone has an armor ring, so that's why it doesn't make much sense. Provides a larger deflection bonus, so it's the skills we're interested in. Also looks ridiculous, but uh, it is what it is. Right, not sure what we should be going for next. Order of the Obsidian Eye. If you discover any leads on the cult's leaders or the location of their temple, report to Tianara. Maybe I should go talk with the captives the Azerites have. They're supposed to be somewhere in this district. I'm not sure if I can convince myself to, or basically convince them to let me talk to them, even if I find them they might be hostile toward me. There are other places we can do. I haven't gone out of the city. I haven't gone to the aqueducts. I haven't gone to the Viscount district to do those little jobs. I haven't really tried to even discuss things with the cultists I've found in the city. So I do have options. Is there a way for me to get into a fight to test the one spell so I could level up? Anywhere to get to a fight. Well, if I go outside the city, that's a guaranteed fight because there's the robbery group. Even if they don't want to fight, I can pick a fight. There's the cultists.
I greet you.
Tell me about your eternal one. Uh, Maybe I should try to join the cult. I'm not sure if that's. I doubt that'll work. Okay, I think the best choice to get what we want, I mean the fight, is basically the thugs, the slums. We can use a quick travel system to get to them fairly quickly. We can pick a fight and just test it, then load.
Hello.
Load! There is a natural danger toward using the quick travel system constantly, because there are certain encounters, or we haven't, for example, visited the environs all that much, or these areas that you sort of just use to move through an area. I mean, we haven't even tried to see do they have doors we could enter, things like that. So if we just continually keep using the quick travel system, I might skip something unintentionally, something useful. Okay, do you want to fight?
What do you want? I greet you.
Right. Well, there's gonna be more thugs there, and this is just for the testing purposes, so we want to pick a fight.
Hold this spot and don't move.
Fair enough.
Of course. What do you want?
Hello there. Hello there.
What do you want? I greet you.
Hello there.
Let me show what the skull swords do to troublemakers. Nothing happened.
Hello there. Hello.
Could I pick a fight with someone, please? This should do it.
Greetings.
Hmm.
Greetings.
Don't care Can I start a fight? Please? I might not actually survive this. Didn't really think this through. Either way, I just need to cast the goddamn spell once. But there's so many guys I might get interrupted. Did not think this through. Please let it go off once. Right, so it's... It's the spell I imagined it to be, but ball lightning. You create a ball of lightning that strikes your target. The damage of the ball is 1d6 per level, to a maximum of 15d6. 15d6. Target single. So it area of effect single. Range medium. It fucking does not do that. The description doesn't correspond with the actual spell in any way. It's it has some kind of, yeah, it targets a single target, but it has some kind of area of effect that allows you to split the damage. And it seems to do probably 15 of these balls, each of them do 1d6 points of lightning damage. So it is a very, very, very different type of spell. It's much worse. But if it splits apart, you can, I suppose it's like the missile storm spell in a way, except with lightning, the weaker version. Could we cast a stronger version of it? Well, I'm gonna die, so I'm not gonna cast shit. But in theory, it would be, well, it's still gonna suck ass, so I don't care. It's not particularly good. Still, it's not particularly terrible either. Let's see what our options there are. Okay, what spell did I take? Yeah, premonition, so I can get rid of the greater stone skin. So I can add something extra. And we had trouble picking what the extra something should be. Right. I think mass haste or greater spell breach. Mass haste probably. It would be a great opening spell. Ball light. So if we give this up, what exactly can we get in its place? Lesser spell mantle. It's a shitty spell mantle, but it's still a spell mantle. It can absorb up to 1d4 plus 6 levels of spells before collapsing. It will, at the very minimum, protect against a single spell. So against a powerful spellcaster, they're not gonna... Could I get us something that would protect me from 2? It would allow me to not have to re-establish the spell mantle constantly. This would be 1d8 plus 8, so it's pretty much guaranteed to be over 9. 9 would be the maximum level. So it will basically protect at least from 2 spells, no matter how powerful. And I would have to give up Thunderclap or Prismatic Spray. It's not a big sacrifice. They're the only 2 spells, in addition to the spell mantle, that I care about. Shadow Shield is also useful, because it protects against negative energy damage, immunity toward it. So that would be a lot of undead creatures, maybe the shadows we've been facing, a lot of harm spells that are pretty much instant death. So, but Spell Mantle would protect against a lot of those too. And I'm not using the Prismatic Spray, to be fair, so Big B's Hand would be good. I'll take the Spell Mantle. So what are we gonna take here then? If we're not gonna take Ball Lightning, we're gonna have to take something. And this looks pretty weak. Acid Sheet would be a powerful one. Actually, I'll take the Lesser Spell Mantle. Yeah, it sorta sucks. However, I don't have great options there. So I'd rather through it this way. At least I'll have something. I can protect myself from powerful spellcasters. And it's a 5th level spell, so I think I can keep casting these much longer than they can cast their 9th level spells. And and we have distractions, so they might not be able to just, if they keep basically casting on me, I can keep replenishing the shield, and that will give 3 extra guys to time to do whatever they want. Ewert's Black Tentacles. Need anything else? I'm not really using fireballs, but at the same time it's sort of a type of a spell that I can't replace. So it's useful. I think I'm more or less happy with what we have. I haven't tried the Iron Horn spell, but yeah, I'm fine. We're fine.